Good morning. Welcome back. We've had rain. I don't know what we've had. I haven't actually looked at it. We got pulled up, so we're a couple of days since we got knocked off with the headers. We didn't have much rain. What are we up to Tuesday? So Sunday morning, late morning, got knocked off with headers. Didn't have a lot of rain. Couple of mil, but enough to knock us off. And then we only had 3 mil yesterday. And today or last night it's come in and thunderstormed, and I don't know what we've had, 10 or 15 mil. There's a bit of water lying around. I haven't actually looked. It's sort of breaking up to the west here now, but it's as humid as humid. They do have us down for 30 mil tomorrow, and the way it feels, there's a good chance we might end up with it. Anyway, so this morning we've had the trade lambs turn up. So there's a B double loads for 6 decks of trade lambs, 680. They're merino white Suffolk cross lambs. I think they're $120 plus freight. So there's a few little fellas in there, but I think they'll be alright. So we've just got them here on some short loosen just to let them settle down. I think they've not long been weaned, but they don't actually seem that feral. So hopefully they'll be alright. They've come from up southern Queensland, so they've had a fair trek down. They ran off the truck really well, but yeah, we'll give them a couple of days to settle down. Shearer, weather permitting's coming Friday, so we'll just see how that pans out. They do have a little bit of clover burr and that in them, but they'll be better with their jackets off. And then yeah, we'll get them onto some loosen. So just probably need to be a little bit careful. They have been grain fed, so probably should get the feeder and trail feeder and bring it back and run a trail out and see whether they take to it or not. But just need to be a little bit careful running them straight onto good loosen. We will drench them off shears, yeah, because they can get a sore belly just putting them on too rich a feed. So this sort of short stuff will be spot on. It'll just give them a bit of time to adapt to it. We don't have any sort of too many other paddocks where the loosen's short. All the other stuff we're actually going to probably cut once this weather bugger's off. We'll probably cut one half of the pivot for hay just to reset it and get it back short again, because once feed gets too long, the sheep don't sort of go on it. Yeah, so we'll do a cut of hay. It's just starting to flower now, so we'll do a cut of hay to get it back short again, and then yeah, hopefully it'll reset it and get these little guys going. The boys aren't here. They had yesterday off and again today, so I'm just here on my Pat Malone, which is fine. Just catching up on a few jobs around the place. Went to Deniliquin yesterday, which is about an hour and a bit from here to the west, and picked up some MAP. We were short of MAP on the last circle of corn, so went and got that. I went and got the big tractor and put the spreader on, so I've spread that half of the pivot, and then also came back and put a couple hundred kilos of urea to the hectare on that half. I would have liked to have probably top dressed the rest of the other corn again, but yeah, we had Lexi, our eldest daughter, she had a music thing on last night at the school, so we went into that, so that was good. Yeah, so I've got the header back here. I'll just show you while I'm talking to you. Buzzer's going off because I don't have my seatbelt on. So yeah, brought the header back. I've ordered a few parts for it. So the plan is I'm actually now going to go out and take the tyre off the Magnum and get it to town and get it fixed. What's happening is the rotor occasionally is hitting, you can sort of see a dent there. So we're going to replace that channel, so all the feeder house, this will all have to come off. And I'm just talking to the mechanic, he's half thinking we might have a bent impeller blade, or I call them a rotor, elephant ear. I think a lot of blokes call them elephant ears because they look like an elephant ear on the front of the rotor. And you can see we're actually a bit of chaff around there. We're actually leaking a little bit around there too, so I want to get that off and try and seal that up again. There's a half moon cover around the top there. We can't actually see it from here, but the corner of it is quite bent, and that's all from when we put the PDO shaft through the machine. So yeah, it's the gift that keeps giving, that one. So we'll get this off, whether it's today or tomorrow. Yeah, it doesn't take long, half an hour, you can have that off. and then yeah, we'll get a look at what's going on there. And I'll probably get on to Simo mechanic and get him to come and give us a hand to set it back up again, and make sure it's all sort of going to be good to go. We've got a couple of other things that I just want to tidy up. The motor on the concaves that adjust the concave up and down. I don't know whether it's given up the ghost, but we've got to manually change that, which it's a case of taking the side cover off, and it's all right, but it's not good either. We've got some new bushes that need to go into this thing there. That's just a little one. Generally the machine's been going pretty well. It's just these few little bits and pieces that are a bit frustrating, but we need to work out what's going on at the front here. Yeah. Anyway, I'll grab a jack and some blocks of wood and a trailer, and we'll go and jack this tractor up out the other farm, and yeah, try and, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get the tyre and the trailer on my own. I probably might need a telehandler or a loader of some description, so anyway, we'll see how we go. If we hold our mouth right, we might be able to get it in, but very humid, very sticky at the moment, so good blowfly weather. As I said, I think on the last one, we'll just have to keep an eye on. There's not many sheep that haven't been backlined, but we'll just have to keep an eye on them. Funnily enough, it hasn't reflated itself. So I've got some blocks of wood there, and a jack. We'll chuck them under the axle and get him jacked up and get him undone, and I'm hoping with a bit of persuasion we might be able to get it in the back of the trailer. We'll see how we go. So a little bit underprepared here, so I don't have the height with the jack. So what I will need to do is, I need another jack just to jack it up high, like block the jack higher, the second jack higher, just so we can get it up off the ground a bit. Because at the moment I've got all the wheel nuts off, but I still can't, it's sort of still got, I need to get the axle up high so I can get it out from under it. Anyway, we'll just duck home and get another jack and some more blocks of wood. Oh, I just used the little jack in the middle there just to get him up so I didn't get another block of wood under it. And we're off. Now we've got to levitate that into there. I'm hoping the trailer's low enough I can tip it on its side and yeah, slide it in, hopefully. That'll do. That's enough, just. Whew. Strap over and we're good to go. Morning. So a couple of days since we started this one. More rain. So we've had about 43 mil in total. So we had 14 yesterday afternoon in a thunderstorm. So it was, I think, a couple of days ago when I was changing the tyre. So the boys are back on deck. So we've got the tyre here, back on and back in the shed. So once we do get going, this tractor will go back on chaser bin. Tony's here, he's been doing a bit of fencing and swinging a few gates and that yesterday while it's been wet, and Brendan was sort of giving me a hand here with the header, and he's just gone out to shift some sheep around, put some sheep onto some stubbles. We haven't, it just shows the storm lotto, or we call it storm lotto. We've had 43 mil here, and out the other farm there's only been about 25, and it's only 7 or 8 k's as the crow flies, probably not even. So we've sort of gone pretty deep here. So that's where it's been catching. But what we've worked out is, or what I've sort of worked out is that we think it's just when we put the PDO shaft through the machine a couple of years ago, it actually dented it here. So what we're thinking, it's just progressively the material like green canola and that sort of stuff, it's got a bit of a lip there, and now that's just been catching on the way past because it doesn't do it all the time. We're sort of thinking that, well, there's no actual physical way that rotor can come that far forward. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at. So we've got a new one here, which will I've actually got Simo, the header mechanic, coming to give us a hand, and then we've got a new top moon plate. So it was dented and munted as well, so from the PDO shaft, and you can see all this chaff and that up here, so it just hasn't been sealing up properly. So we've gone for a new one of them, and then we've got a new motor. What's happened here is this hasn't been meshing in properly, so I've got that ring there, I've got a new one of them. There should be one over there as well. So what's happened is the spline on there's a worm drive there, and it hasn't been meshing in properly to the teeth here, so it's allowed, and I heard it go, I put a lump through it in canola, and it actually jumped teeth. So what it did, basically something had to give, so it actually split this motor. This is the old one. I've pulled it apart yesterday and cleaned it and did everything to try and get it to go, because that little motor's about $1,200. So I've got a new one there. It just doesn't, it was full of chaff and crap. It actually stripped these little bolts out. Yeah, so hopefully that fixes it. I've got another one of those little rings here, which I'll put in now, and then I'll hook up the new motor, and fingers crossed we're right. So sun's shining at the moment. Yeah, still pretty humid, not a lot of wind. We were going to shear lambs tomorrow, but I just don't think they'll be dry enough. And then, I'm not sure I mentioned earlier, being a couple of days since the start of this one, actually we bought some more lambs. So I've bought some shorn lambs, so another 330, so they'll be here tomorrow. So that'll be good. We won't need to shear them, but yeah, we're gonna have plenty of feed, which is good. Yeah, anyway, we'll muck around here for a bit and get this sorted. I don't know what time mechanic's coming, so yeah, sort of probably can't go too far. Anyway, yeah, it's shed jobs and that sort of stuff for a few days anyway. Alright, so we've got that played in. We've had to space it out with some washers. It's a bit agricultural, but anyway, not 100% sure whether it had one there or not, but it's definitely going to help the gear mesh in the worm anyway, or it has, by putting it in. And then there's some bushes gone in these little nylon things. This was wobbling around a bit, so it's taken that out. So there's a steel bush in there, and then that goes into that triangle. Let's just chuck them in the bin. So yeah, that's taken the wobble out of that. Mechanic rang, he's actually crook, so he's gonna give us a call later on and see how he's going. He might come to Savo, but as I said, look, if it's not, it can be tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it probably won't matter if it's not till Monday, because we're not gonna be going before then anyway. So yeah, once we power everything back up again, I'll see whether that works. Hopefully that's fixed it. We should be right again. Yeah, I'm going to jump in the truck now. I've got mate's got 15 tonne of urea left over from winter crop that he wants to get rid of, so I'm going to go and grab it. And then yeah, for us, we'll need more for the corn. So go and get it. Not a lot of wind, or no wind. Quite humid. It is actually warm enough, so a little bit of breeze, bugger all. But yeah, we need a 25k northerly. It'd be really good just to try and dry things out a little bit. But anyway, we're going all right. All right, so we've got the lambs in. They are actually dry, which is good. So we'll get them shorn tomorrow. They've got a bit of clover burr in them, so they look a bit ratty. So they get their jackets off, they'll look a lot better. Yeah, I think they should grow out all right. They're sort of funny looking fellows, with the white Suffolk head. So guys have got, yeah, we've just sort of been doing bits and pieces around the place this Arvo. So the guys have got, Brendan got the shearing shed cleaned out. Here we didn't get too carried away. Just give it a good sweep out. The press is here. Tony's been finished off servicing the telehandler. Wherever it is, it's not here, it's gone. Oh, it's down the back there. And what else? So I went and got that urea. There's about 17 tonne of that. Similar to mechanic, he actually, I think, mentioned he was crook, so he didn't actually come, which is fine. I assume he'll probably get here in the morning. Tony's been mucking around, swinging a few gates actually around the place, so that's been all right. I might just tuck down there and have a look at this corn, see how it's going. It's growing like it is. One good thing is it's corn growing weather. It's enormous. Well, it's not enormous yet, but it's going to be. So we'll jump in the buggy and go and have a look. All right, we can see here it's going pretty well. We've got a bit of an issue here, and Josh has got a bit of it too, and it's not an issue, it's just whether it's a depth thing or what. We're not too sure what's going on here, but you can see got these two rows, and then you can compare the two rows, and then you've got these two rows. So what's happened is we're not too sure whether we've got two a bit deeper than those two, but we've got it right across the paddock. So it's going to be all right, but it just looks a bit, you know, you like to have it all even. It's not that far behind it. Yeah, whether it's just an emergence thing or, you know, it's a bit of a funny one. So we're going to spray it, tidy these burrs up. And Miranda was just doing some homework because we're going to put some trace elements, some boron and magnesium. I think there's one other, I can't remember. Anyway, on it just to give it a bit of, that's what the tissue sample said it wanted. What we might do, because they've got more rain forecast for Saturday, so day after tomorrow, I might get Tony to put more urea out on this tomorrow, and then that'll be its full quota. So another 200, and so that'll be 600 kilos to the hectare of urea, or about 300 units of nitrogen, if you want to work it back that way. So, but it is a bit up and down. It'll be all right. The plant numbers are pretty good, but yeah, just not too sure what it's, whether a bit of, yeah, we're not too sure why we've got this two, like they're good rows, they're a bit slower, good rows, slower, and it's right across. You know, it's a bit frustrating. Anyway, it is what it is. So it'll be alright, but plants look healthy. This rain's been perfect for it. You know, I think I mentioned that's the double-edged sword of running a mixed enterprise. You know, summer rains are really good for summer crop and lucerne, but not so good if you haven't finished harvest. So if it could have held off another couple of weeks, it would have been really good. But anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, and obviously you can't beat the stuff out of the sky. It just has a bit of magic stuff in it that, you know, bit of natural stuff, and it just seems to, the crop seems to respond a lot better to it. So this will traffic tomorrow, so we'll get on and get it done, and we'll have to just have a look at the other block as well, what it's like. But yeah, this stuff's cruising pretty well. So we'll go up and have a look at the pivot. We'll have rows up there too. It's been a couple of days since Miranda and I looked at it. Alright, so we're just here with the latest own stuff. So yeah, we've got a couple away here. A fair bit of canola kicking around the place too, but yeah, we're on a bit of heavier country here, so but you can sort of see another one there, and yeah. So if we sort of keep getting these showers of rain, it'll be perfect for this. Well, obviously we can run the pivot round too, just to keep that top a bit wet if we need to. But yeah, I did have a bit of trouble. I was probably away from it when I first started here. But yeah, I'm starting to see them. So there's a lot that are only, you know, just coming up. So you know, there's one there. So we'll leave it alone till after the weekend. Come back and have another look, and yeah, we normally have rows by next. Well, we will have rows by next week. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool too. Yeah, but it's quite warm today, pretty humid. Like it's not a clear heat by any stretch. So yeah, they are talking the rain up for a couple of days' time. Just it is what it is, unfortunately. So yeah. Anyway, so more trade lambs turning up in the morning. They're only about 4 hours away. To our local carrier, he's picking them up for us. And shearing first thing. So we're just gonna. We can't backline the lambs off shears with the fly treatment. So we've got to leave them a month. But so we're just gonna give them a worm drench, and then yeah, we'll get them out onto some good tucker, and yeah, hopefully they just grow into big lambs. So, all right, knock off time. Yeah, thanks again for watching. Good to slow down a little bit for a few days and catch up. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.